today is a reminder for myself and for everybody about something very basic and very important with respect to our deen, our iman, and with respect to our akhirah. This is a very important example also that how much we have drifted away and we have gone away with respect to our Islam from the Islam of the Quran, Islam of that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave, and the Islam of the Sahaba. How far we have gone, and we really need to get back to that. And that is one of the very basic hukum of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ وَارْكَعُوا مَعَ الرَّاكِعِينَ. In this ayat, it is an evidence and a dalil that performing Salatul Jamaah, Salat with the Jamaah in the congregation is an order of Allah, and it is required from every Muslim. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in his time and the time of the Sahaba, there was no concept that a man will perform his fard prayer at home. That was no concept at all. Everybody, as far as the fard prayer is concerned, has to go to masjid, except women. Or some of the Sahaba says that even munafiqeen did not have the courage, since they have announced themselves as Muslims, that they don't appear in the Salatul Jama'ah. And Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu ta'ala anhu says, Man sarrahu an yalqa Allah ghadan musliman. If anybody wants to present in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a Muslim, and he wants to be counted among the Muslims, then he needs to protect his Salatul Jama'ah. Because he says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made this obligatory, this is shara, that you perform your salat with the Jama'ah, and this is from the Sunan al-Huda. Sunan al-Huda are those sunnahs of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam which are essential for our guidance and the hidayah. Otherwise we will go astray. And he says, وَلَوْ أَنَّكُمْ صَلَّيْتُمْ فِي بُيُوتِكُمْ كَمَا يُصَلِّي هَذَا الْمُتَخَلِّفُ فِي بَيْتِهِ لَتَرَكْتُمْ سُنَّةَ نَبِيِّكُمْ وَلَوْ تَرَكْتُمْ سُنَّةَ نَبِيِّكُمْ لَضَلَلْتُمْ. This is the hadith narrated by Sahih Muslim, that if you will stay behind like that person who prays fard prayer in his home, you have given up a sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and if you have given up the sunnah, you will go astray. You will not be on the right path. My respected brothers, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam encouraged both ways, by giving incentive and by warning against that if a person miss the Jamaat prayer. And particularly, my respected brothers, nowadays that I know, it's almost impossible for many people to perform 5 prayers in the masjid. But we are talking about the prayers that are missed without any reason and prayed at home. Just because he's lazy, or just because he does not have this much importance, that is where these ahadith and the ayat of the Quran are coming. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam warned that if you are in a place, in a distance where you can reach the Salatul Jama'ah, your Salat at home will not be considered acceptable. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, La salata li jar al-masjid illa fil masjid. And who was the jar? He said the person living in the neighborhood of the masjid, his salat at home is not accepted, like he has not prayed. Who is the neighbor? According to what hadith, the definition of the neighbor is 40 houses. If we make it very easy today, at least 10 minutes drive. If I am living at a 10 minutes drive or at a walking distance, it's not appropriate for me that I perform my salat at home. And that is what is the difference between my Islam. Today, if I pray my salat at home without any reason, just because I'm watching TV, just because I'm with my family, just because I'm tired, then I don't consider it as a difference I'm going to make in my Islam. But it was making a difference in the Islam of the Sahaba ridwanullahi ta'ala alayhim ajma'in. And that's why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, when Abdullah ibn Maktoum, the blind Sahabi, he asked, Ya Rasulullah, can I pray home and there is nobody to take me to the masjid? Because I cannot come to masjid. The path is not straight and I cannot walk without help. And Rasulullah said, هل تسمع النداء? Do you hear the azan? قال نعم. قال فأجب. Then you have to respond to the azan and come to masjid. When the muezzin says, Hayya ala salah, you have to follow. If this is the case with Abdullah ibn Maktoum, what about us? We are not blind. We are not handicapped. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with cars. Everybody has not only 1, 2 or 3 cars parked at home. And I am praying at home. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed me with so much. Some of the Sahaba wanted to move when they got at home close to the masjid. They wanted to move because they say, you want to be close to masjid. Rasulullah advised them, stay where you are. The more steps you will take, the more reward you will have to come into masjid. So parking at a little bit distance and walking a few steps is rewardable act, and it is encouraged by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. My respected brothers, coming to masjid, performing salat shows and make us an opportunity to learn some more civic sense, that how I have to deal with the people, how I have to live with the people, how I have to go. I have to park in the right place, I have to put my shoes in the right place, I have to take care of the masjid. There's a lot of education, a lot of things involved. It's not just that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is wanted to bother us. If it has been the private salat at home, the best salat is tahajjud. Why? Because this is in privacy. So why not performing every salat in privacy? No. Because the requirement is that I become part of the community. I join the Jamaat. I be with them. I know about them. And I take care about them. And I develop my patience and sabr when somebody is not behaving with me or somebody, I mean, I know we have a serious parking problem. But subhanAllah, it can be a source of reward also. And particularly, I want to beg and request my brothers that we have 2 handicap parking spots. Please, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not made you handicapped, don't use that. Because there are brothers, seriously, they cannot walk even from across the road. And this is for them. So we take care of this, and extra reward. Everything has a reward. That's why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you make wudu at your home, you walk to masjid, you are like an ihram going for Hajj. Every step, sins are forgiven. Every step, a daraja is elevated. Ya Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and my respected brothers, if I have not developed this characteristic of my life, this habit of performing salat in the masjid, I'm never going to develop it, and I'm going to die like this. This is the month of Ramadan that I make this change in my life. If nothing else, at least I get this much from this Ramadan, that Ya Allah, if I am home, I'm going to go to masjid for the salat. And subhanallah, now, I don't think anybody lives in Clear Lake area where there is no masjid at a 10 minutes drive. Maybe 2 masajid there for a 10 minutes drive. You have an option. You have a choice. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my respected brothers, has blessed us so much. There was time, wallahi, when there was no masajid that people go to perform when they came here in America. And sometimes they have to drive 30 minutes to go to the masjid. And today Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed us with all these luxury masajid, with carpets and air conditions and everything. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala really bless us with this special. This will be a special blessing of this month of Ramadan. If after Ramadan I continue coming, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help all of us. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم.